Hi and welcome to Ali Lives Well on Less. I'm Ali, an early retired teacher currently living on a small pension, and I'm filming this introduction to my shopping trip that I made a few days ago, and I'm actually filming the intro on Friday, the day we are in the middle of the red weather alert for Storm Eowyn, and yep, it's pretty ferocious outside. Poor Luna is really quite unsettled by it all, so we've been doing lots of games, lots of training, lots of treats, lots of biscuits to sort of try and keep her occupied. And yeah, I've got a few more hours until the sort of the main danger part is over. But you can just see on the top of my fridge, this is my emergency basket, so that's where I keep all my torches, candles, matches, and things that I may need if the power goes out. But fortunately, the lights have flickered, but I think I'm okay. There are some outlying villages around Stirling where the power is out, but so far we are okay. And obviously, I have just jinxed it, so we shall see how we get on. So Miss Luna has a yogi ball, so I will quickly run through the first part of my shopping trip. As the title suggests, I rarely do a big shopping trip, and at the most it was just over 3 and a bit hours. Yeah, and for me that is huge. But I didn't spend very much, although I did get a lot, and I'll explain as I go along. So when Miss Luna was dropped off at daycare, I went straight to Dobies, which is my local garden centre. I still have some money on a voucher that my colleagues gifted me when I retired, and it's getting near to sort of the expiration date, so I'm trying to use it up. So as well as the items I'm about to show you, I got some compost. So I think I've got a little video of the compost that I bought and what each different type of compost is for. So I went to Dobies and I got a few things for the garden. I bought some 3, in fact, rhubarb crowns to plant in the garden. And the good thing about rhubarb is that it's a perennial, and it will, once established, will keep coming up year after year after year. So I do have a rhubarb on my allotment plot, but it's already been moved and it's pretty old. So just in case it didn't survive a move, I thought I'll start afresh. So these will be going into my garden in the spring. I also, unbelievably, I couldn't get the variety that I really wanted. I've got some seed potatoes, and yes, you can use supermarket potatoes that sprout and you can plant them. There are reasons why that's a good idea and why it's not a good idea, but these are specifically treated and bred to be seed potatoes. So these are first earlies. So these will be grown in buckets with compost, and I will be showing how I do all that. So these are the first potatoes of the season. Normally, I would try really hard to get Epicure, which is the variety that is traditionally known as Ayrshire potatoes, Ayrshire tatties, but they were all gone. There was 2 big baskets of loose ones, none left at all. So I've grown Rocket before. They're pretty good, and they are, as well as being able to just boil them as new potatoes, they are good for boiling, chipping and baking, so they can grow to a decent size. So that's fine. So as well as the rhubarb, the seed potatoes and the compost, I also got the cream that you've already seen in my Foodie Friday video in the Waitrose food hall, which is in part of Dobies, and that was all paid off by my voucher. So I think I've got a little bit of money still left on my gift card, which I will be using just to buy compost, because obviously I'm going to be using lots of containers and raised beds, etc. in my garden. So I feel I've started the gardening process. So the start of my big shopping trip was to get a few items in the garden. So the next clip you're going to see is the compost, and then you're going to see a clip of me and my daughter-in-law in the car just as we're about to get out once we've arrived at Falkirk. And I apologise in advance for the extremely unflattering angle. I was trying not to be too obvious and hold the camera up too high. So I'm kind of like this. So apologies for the double chins, but hey-ho, it's what it is. So have a look at the next bit, and I'll jump in and show you some of the other things I got and how much I spent in total. I will add that to the end of the video. So if you make it all the way to the end of the video, you'll see how much I spent. So here is the compost that I bought. I've got the one for seed sowing. Then the next stage, when you're transplanting your seedlings into single pots, so young plant compost. And then the final one, potting on, when you're putting them into their place. Okay, so girls trip in Falkirk. This is one of my daughter-in-laws, Layla.
Hello.
And she is going to keep me in check and stop me spending. And we're going to meet with Trisha, first of all, shortly. She has kindly offered me a curtain pole. And then later on, we're going to be meeting Caroline, who has offered me some wallpaper. People are so kind. So yeah, so this is the start of a fun day out in Falkirk.
Here we go.
So excuse the weird light. I don't know why the camera is not behaving itself today. So yes, and Luna's right beside me. So this is the amazing curtain pole that the lovely Trisha gave me when we were in Falkirk. It's one of those expandable ones. It's a next one, and I can't believe how kind people are that she gave me her pole. And in the next few days, I'm hoping to get the bedroom pole down and this one up, and all the fixings are there, so it should be a relatively straightforward job. I also met the lovely Caroline, who gave me some wallpaper, 2 rolls of this wallpaper. I will insert a picture of the pattern, and she told me the story behind it of how they found it in a cupboard in a new property, and she was going to donate it to the charity shop, and then she heard I was looking for wallpaper. So it's the kind of sort of look I'm going for in my bedroom. It's a sort of vintage, shabby chic, romantic style. So that was very gratefully received as well. And of course Luna wasn't forgotten. So Trisha gave us a bag of dog biscuits. She's sitting beautifully. They're not opened yet, so she's a good girl. She might get a few today. So other bargains on my big spending shopping trip. Luna's given the biscuits a good sniff. I wanted one of these spaghetti serving spoons. So I found one in TK Maxx, £1. I'm looking for one of these for ages, but didn't want to pay a huge amount for it. In Dunelm, we gave all the bedding, the curtains, the cushions, everything a good squeeze, and then we had a little look at the kitchenware, and I treated myself to an oven tray. Wow, £2, and a brownie tray, which was £4.50. And you might already have seen what I wanted this for by the time you see this video, so watch this space. A grand total of £6.50 in Dunelm, £1 in TK Maxx, and some free items. We also popped into is it the Food Warehouse it's called? Is that the big Iceland, bigger place here in the UK? And we spent a grand total of £2 on 2 pineapples, one for me and one for my daughter-in-law. And of course the food items that I got in the Marks and Spencer's food haul, which you will see in the separate shopping video on Foodie Friday. So well done if you made it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the things that I got in my big shopping trip. I know it's not a big shopping trip by some people's standards, but it was big for me. That was a big one for me. So, how much did I spend? Okay, so went to Dobie's, spent some money on my voucher, didn't cost me anything. Went to Dunelm, got the 2 baking pans, total of £6.50. I went to Hobbycraft, I don't think I've got a clip of that, and I got my Mod Podge and a bottle of PVA glue, so I'm sorted to do my decoupage in my bedroom. Total £9. And TK Maxx, I spent £1 on my spaghetti serving spoon. Grand total of £16.50. That's what I spent. I got the things at Marks and Spencer's on my vouchers, and the pineapples, the balance was just paid with loose coins and change that I had in my purse. So I'm not taking that out my budget, because that's just spare cash that I've had in my purse literally for months, because I very rarely use cash, so goodness knows which month's budget that came out of, but it didn't come out of January's budget, so I'm not counting that. So I had a grand day out for £16.50, plus the really generous gifts from Trisha and Caroline, and yeah, we had fun. But both my daughter-in-law and I, we were tired. It's tiring going shopping. I don't understand how people can do that for fun. So that's my grand day out. I think it'll be a while before I do that again. But it's always good to have a wee look at things in person, rather than just looking at things online. So I've got enough bits and pieces to get on with decorating my bedroom. I've got some bits and pieces to get started off in my garden when the weather is right. So you'll see that when it happens, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. So I think Miss Luna has now finished her yogi ball, and I will go back to putting some very loud 80s music on to cover up all the weird bangs and noises and whistling that this storm is making. So fingers crossed I get away without any serious damage to either garden or house or roof. So hopefully you've all been safe where you are, and I hope you enjoyed this extra video where I had a grand day out, as Wallace and Gromit would say, a grand day out shopping in sunny Falkirk. I'll see you next time on Money Monday. Bye.